Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nirmadon, and I'm going to be doing some Battlefield 3 today over the Aftermath expansion pack. I know it's been out for a little while. Unfortunately, I just did not have the luxury of being able to hop on and put my disc into my Xbox 360, which was just really unfortunate. I was really looking forward to playing Aftermath. It was probably one of the ones I was looking more forward to because I have played a lot of Grand Bazaar. I would say out of my Colonel 100 level, ridiculous amount of XP, I would say at least 60 to 75% of it is just from Grand Bazaar alone. So that tells you I know how to use a tank, and I really know how to play the objective, or at least play the landscape very, very well. And overall, I was really pleased with it. I haven't played every single map yet, so a lot of my review is going to be over Marquez Monolith. Hopefully I said that right. I'm not positive. It is a very interesting spelling, but overall, that's pretty much the only map I played, and as the gameplay you guys will be watching today, this is my first game back on 1, Aftermath, and 2, first game back on coming back to Battlefield in over a month. So you're going to have to excuse some of my accuracy or my inability to get the objective right on cue, because definitely I have been absent from the series for a little while, and a lot of the key mechanisms, I guess you could say, are not something that I was completely used to. Going from Call of Duty to Battlefield is a huge jump. There are different mechanisms, different components, and a lot of the logic behind the game is just kind of lost. So, do excuse my inability to, I guess, play the tank as a prime example, but I think I did good. I shot down 3 helicopters, as you guys will see, and that's not too bad considering that I didn't miss that often. The second one was a pain in the ass. He was moving too fast, but overall, I did rape him, and he took a tank shell as a result. So, what's up, guys? I know a lot of you guys have been requesting Battlefield 3. That was pretty clear in the last video. There was no doubt in my mind that, the response would be that powerful. I know that you guys are Battlefield 3 players. And let's be honest, Call of Duty is just like Call of Duty if you wanted to watch it. I'm sure you could get spammed by one of the bigger YouTubers that does a fine job of doing that, I would have to say. Especially when they're, damn, if you can make 3 videos a day, that's pretty crazy. I'm not saying that I can't do that, but what would be my point? Kind of just spam the inbox. But overall, definitely, I was looking forward to jumping on Battlefield 3. When I put it in there was a lot of crap that I had to download. A lot of it was basically referred to the assault rifle patches, so that tells you how long I've kind of been gone from the series, or the, I guess, level of inexperience I've had with the new patch. So I have no idea what's in the patch, and I'm thinking about doing a patch video just to let you guys know, if you're like me and you're going back and getting all excited for Aftermath. You're going to have about almost 3 gigabytes of crap to download if you want to have Aftermath, followed by the patch, which is pretty much 1.5 gigabytes a pop for the 360. PS3, I think yours is a little bit more, but don't hold me exactly to that. PC, you guys should have no problems, because most PCs are built pretty crazy these days with at least a terabyte in them, or at least 500 gigabytes. So I'm sure none of that information really matters to you guys, but in that regard, definitely there is a lot if you're going to go back and play it. So overall, guys, what do I think of Aftermath? And I'm going to be blatantly honest with you guys, it's freaking amazing. And I know everyone kind of says, like, oh, the expansion packs at the beginning are really good, but Armored Kill sucked for consoles. PC, I'm sure it was the most amazing shit ever, because I know it had great graphics, everything looks great, because you guys can run Ultra if you have, I want to say 690. I know GTX 690 can run everything on Ultra, especially if you record. If not, you can probably get away with it, the GTX 680, kind of what I got for mine, and stuff like that. But overall, definitely, I know PC, you guys are a little bit more vamped up on your technology and your graphical imagery, but on the console side, we're kind of stuck with a slightly standard definition appeal, I guess you would say. I'd say if you had to restore it into like a video standard, I'd say it's probably like 480, maybe 720p. It's definitely not as crisp. You can make a huge difference when you watch PC guys play. Some of the bigger guys in the community, as you guys will know, have pretty amazing footage, and I'm usually really impressed. I wish I had it for PC, but there'd be no reason as of now to go buy it, because I would get my shit pushed in, and I have premium for the console side. So I don't feel like spending an extra revenue amount on, transferring files and stuff like that. But definitely, what do I think about it? I think it's amazing. I think that the graphics, especially for DICE has always been on top of their stuff. They are, one of the companies that, I don't know, I would say that Call of Duty and other companies really need to be looking at and be like, man, we need to buff our shit, because we're at least 10 years behind in graphical imagery, at least. maybe a little bit more depending on what games you want to compare, but definitely, you know, it doesn't just have to be Call of Duty. That's just an example, considering that's what a majority of the industry is these days. Is if you say Call of Duty, a lot of people know what it is. If you say something like Happy Wheels, maybe 1 in 5 will get it. I don't know, but overall, I'm not trying to compare different kind of luxury games, I guess. I was just trying to get the imagery out to you guys, or the message that was just saying something about graphics. But overall, audio cues is amazing. The earthquake kind of screwed me over at the beginning because I had no idea what that was all about. I mean, I knew there was going to be earthquakes in the game. Like, I don't want to try to come off dumb to you guys. Like, I knew what was going to be in Aftermath. I kind of got the main gist of it, and I've done the research to see what other commentators say about it, and a lot of them are very, very positive, which is good, because, let's be honest, you don't want to hear somebody talk a bunch of shit about the game when it first comes out, or the DLC at least. You know, a game's a little different. There should be beta testing and stuff in that category, but overall, I would say that, you know, again, it's amazing. I like the graphics. I think that they're really, really good, especially for console. Consoles, you know, let's be honest, it's Battlefield. You know, you got big files, big imagery, big maps, stuff like that. And overall, that stuff usually doesn't compare too well to consoles, but it did really well this time, especially since, you know, Armored Kill wasn't the best thing for consoles because the maps were so huge. And then, you know, Close Quarters was for consoles, and, you know, PC really didn't have the luxury of being able to play it at full effect unless you guys wanted to decrease your player amount, which I guess basically put it on par with console. But with that in mind, you definitely couldn't play 64 players on that, because from what I've heard, it's a hellstorm of retarded. So I guess that's the best way to put it. As for audio cues and stuff like that, always spot on track. DICE does an amazing job. They're usually not too shabby when it comes to producing great content. I know a lot of people want to hold them up to this like golden standard of like, oh, they never make a mistake or whatever. You guys will know that, you know, weapons and stuff gets balanced. They do take a little longer than other things, but their files are humongous, which I guess compensates for their inability to pump them out at a consistent basis. So definitely, I really don't see any problems as it stands. I'm glad that there is no, like, attack helicopter, I guess you could say, on Rush or anything like that. I think that would become a huge issue just because, I don't know, TV missiles, stuff like that, spraying in the streets. So I'm glad that there is only tanks and the little armored cars. They're not Humvees, but, you know, they're basically Humvees with noob tubes and machine guns. I've gotten killed by a few of them, but overall, definitely, I do like the new vehicles. As for the new weapons, I really haven't had the ability to unlock the crossbow yet. I'm currently working on it. You know, I'm still a little bit behind in my achievements or challenges or whatever, considering that, one, I've been gone for, you know, a while, and two, you know, I just didn't really finish the last one as well on my previous month that I was playing back in, well, I don't know how long that's been, we'll say October. That's probably about right. And overall, definitely, I'm looking forward to getting the crossbow. I know a lot of people are complaining and bitching that it's not the best thing in the world, and I don't know why you would want it to be overpowered, because that just means they would bitch anyway, but it's YouTube, so, you know, people are always interesting on the YouTubes. But with that in mind, guys, I would love to know what you guys think about Aftermath, if you're a Battlefield player, or if you're, you know, not, and you just clicked on the video overall. From what you saw overall, you know, do you like it? Does it look like something you're interested in? If you don't have the DLC, or if you're on the horizon of getting it, definitely I would recommend it to all users. I would say it's going to work especially better on PC, but it does run fairly well on consoles. It's a lot more centered around the building combat instead of some random sniper in the middle of the hills 1.6 thousand miles away camping his dick off, which I always enjoyed that, not really. But overall, definitely I am looking forward to playing a lot more, hopefully producing more content for you guys. And as for the content side of Battlefield 3, there is going to be a little bit of a lack on the content side for just a little while, guys. I know you guys have been really looking forward to Battlefield 3 content, but for the Aftermath side, it's going to take me a little longer to collect footage, because Battlefield 3, unlike Call of Duty, actually takes time to get. And in a day, I can probably, depending on who I'm playing with, if I'm playing with a stacked team of beast-ass guys, I have no problem getting gameplay. But if I'm playing with a bunch of retarded randoms, that could take a little while to get some gameplay. They're usually not the most, you know, key-oriented. They don't usually have communication or skill level beyond the standard player of, like, Call of Duty or something like that. The kind of ignorance level, I guess you would say. And definitely, if I'm playing with a stacked team of guys, should be no problem. I'll be able to get a lot for you guys. But other than that, I'm going to have humongous files sitting on my hard drive that I've had for previous months. that I just didn't know what to do with. They're really long, but I can do a little bit of editing. As much as I do suck at it, I do have the ability to, one, have guys that are good at editing on my friends list or my Skype username and stuff like that, basically through YouTube. And in the other regard, I can definitely upload that, cut it down a little bit, and make it more appropriate for videos. Also, I guess another question I have for you guys, besides the Aftermath footage, if you guys are, one, enjoying the overall thing as it stands, you know, what is your guys' keyframe for Battlefield 3 footage? Because on my channel, I really don't have my own keyframe level. I'm just like, yep, 25 minutes, they'll sit through the whole thing. So, I don't know what you guys, you know, if you guys want long gameplays, you want them really cut down to like these retarded, small, really hard to edit files, or what. I would just love to know what you guys, I don't know, I guess are more interested. I know Battlefield 3 people have more of a patience level when it comes to watching YouTube videos, because, you know, it's Battlefield 3 and everyone understands that different things occur. If you lose a base, well, it's basically adding anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes between a defensive round, so definitely there is a little bit more leeway I do have compared to Call of Duty, where I have to keep it within like a 6 to 12 minute time frame, which is usually a little weird, but that's usually not the hugest problem in the entire world either. But definitely, I would just love to know what you guys think, if there is a keyframe time or basically just a time lapse that basically allows me to, I guess, better understand where you guys want to be, I don't know, placed upon the video, or how long you want to be watching it, or whatever. That way it betters me personally, so I'm not just like rendering this giant file that is exponential and it's going to take hours to do, which most of them do anyway. But definitely, guys, you know, as for anything else about Aftermath, I really haven't played the other maps. I really haven't had the luxury of, you know, really playing them, so I don't know if I like them, if I hate them, what about them. But all I know is I absolutely raped the living hell out of the other team with this tank today, which honestly, for me playing Grand Bazaar as much as I did, that probably wasn't too hard. I do have like 40-something stars in the Abrams tank alone, which is like 4,000 kills, so definitely I know what I'm doing when it comes to a tank. I'm not a new person to a tank. I can definitely get my way around the map. As much as you guys saw me crashing into walls, poles, and cars, believe me, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to the mechanics again, as I stated before, but overall, I should be back on track and, you know, raping some buttholes, because that's just what I do. But overall, I love the tanks. I think they're a lot of fun. Do I think they're overpowered in this? Definitely not. I don't think they're that hard to really blow up, considering that there's multi-levels and different circumstances and level systems that basically give you a landscape, that, which in turn basically means taking out the tanks really isn't that hard. But definitely, guys, if you guys could take a few moments and, you know, let me know about the questions I asked you, which would be consistent of Aftermath thoughts and overall the time frame about footage that you guys would like to see, that would really help me out in making content a lot better for you guys. I'm taking a leap here and saying that you guys are going to enjoy the Battlefield 3 footage that's going to be released. And if any of you guys have footage that you want to send in that's Battlefield 3, if you guys go to the main page, you guys can look at the requirements, and I will take a look at the footage and go from there. But other than that, guys, the gameplay's coming to an end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, signing off. Peace.